to the today's live session. Today's live session is extremely important because, as you know, that last day I uploaded about the safety important questions. That was a part one, and today's live session is the part two related to the safety officer interview, most important questions. If you want to get a notification about more upcoming videos related to the safety officer, so just subscribe this channel and press the bell icon button for upcoming videos. Today's live session is extremely important, especially for those who are preparing for a safety officer interview, because I'm going to cover all real interview questions that are commonly used to ask from the interviewer. And these questions are on the practical basis. I also gave you the practical and the pictorial view as well. This is not only the theoretical, but we discuss a lot of things during our online sessions. If you have seen my last previous few topics, so you have a good idea about it. Are you preparing for the interview or not? You can tell me in the comment section box. And how many candidates are selected after doing a study from here, from this channel. Join as soon as possible. Share the link with your friends. Today's session is also very important about the safety related question answers. So before we start, quickly tell me in the comment section box, are you still preparing for an interview or already working in the safety? Reply in the comment section box and make sure to hit the like button right now, so this session can reach more people who really need it. With your like button, this session will reach to more people about these question answers. Yes, my dear friends. Are you still preparing for an interview or already working in the safety? You can tell me in the comment section box. I'm going to start soon. Join as soon as possible. So our first today's topic is the surroundings. Environment we can understand by the surroundings in which an organization operates, including air, water, land, natural resources, flora, fauna, humans, and their interrelations. Environment means where we are living, where our organization is located, that is known as the environment. And in which environment, that there are not only the one thing but the air. Mostly we talk about air when we talk about the pollution. Similarly, the water and the natural land resources. What are the environmental aspects? Any elements of company activities, product, and the services that can interact positively or negatively with the environment. The environmental impact is any changes to the environment, whether adverse or beneficial, wholly or partially, resulting from an organization's environment aspects. So whenever we talk about the environment, we must talk about the pollution. What is the pollution? If you have any idea about the pollution, so just write in the comment section box. Yes, my dear friends. You know that the pollution means the deterioration of the real condition. Pollution means the deterioration of the original condition, that is known as the pollution, and there are many types of the pollution, not only the one. Like the noise pollution, waste water pollution, air pollution, and the ground pollution. So, the noisiness, vibration. Many countries are working on the noise pollution. Some of the countries, the Asian countries, are working on the air pollution, water pollution. So there are different types of the pollution, and there are we can say the 7 general grouping of the pollution. First one is the noise, which is my undesired sound. You can say which is any undesired sound or the area of the work. The second is the waste, which is any scrap material, efficient or unwanted substance that needs to dispose of. The third one is the ground pollution, or you can say the land pollution as well, which is any spillage or contamination of the ground in the work area, that is known as the ground pollution. What is the water pollution? Which is caused by allowing a poisonous, noxious, or polluting matter into the water, waste, or the groundwater, that is known as the water pollution. And what is the air pollution? Which is any dust, gas, fumes, or smoke, vapor, smoke, or spray within the work area. So if our Air is polluted with the smoke particles, with the soil contaminations or the toxic gases, that is known as the air pollution. While the water pollution, when our water is get rid, or we can say the our water deteriorated with some hazardous particles, mostly from the industrial waste, so that is known as the water pollution. And the ground pollution, sometimes we waste we throw our the solid materials on our ground, so that is known as the ground pollution. Noisiness, which can be any act or omission that affect the comfort or quality of life, that is known as the noises. Means if you are understanding anything or that is giving you the pleasure, so that is known as the proper sound. But after increasing the sound that can irritate you, that is known as the noise. So covering the noise pollution, mostly you have seen. So right now, the vehicles company are making, the noise friendly vehicles. Like electric vehicles right now are spreading throughout the world. So this is just because of the noise pollution, and to you can say the save money as well. What is the vibration? Which is caused by using plant and equipment that may damage structures, buildings, or natural formation. So these are the pollution, and this is the pollution and the types of the pollution. This all was about the environment. So how is about the pollution? Are you clear about it or not? If you have any question about the pollution, so just tell me that in the comment section box, and then I will move forward to the next topic. This is also most important topic, environment, and you can say the pollution. Mostly interviewer ask you what are the types of the pollution, so you have to just mention these most important 7 types of the pollution. The second thing is the savage handling. The savage, our waste, or you can say the drainage from the washrooms, etc. Savage contains a chemical and the biological agents that are potentially hazard to the human health, and the environment savage shall only be handled, disposed by authorized approved company or the personnel. General waste management. There are a few tips related to waste management. That is, all waste must be managed in a manner that minimizes the potential for adverse impact to the surrounding human and ecological environments. The second is the all personnel must be aware that the liabilities associated with the storage, transportation, and the disposal of waste are not readily transferred to others. How we can say the waste minimization. There are few steps, 4 steps to minimize the waste. This is all personnel are encouraged to minimize waste disposal through materials management and the reuse recycling process. Means if we will do the recycling of the different materials like the plastic recycling, so it will increase the waste management probability. The basic principles of the waste management are the 4 R's. With the 4 R's we can manage our waste management. How is it possible? You can see the reduce. First one is the reduce, generate less waste through the careful and the continuous review of operating parameters and the procedures. The second thing is the reuse. Reuse materials in their original form. The third one is the recycle, convert waste back to a usable material via an appropriate agency. This is known as the recycle, while the fourth one is the recover. Extract the materials or energy from a waste for other uses like sorry for the interruption. Just because of the internet connection, my lecture stopped. So again, restarting from the savage handling. Sorry, from the waste management, we studied 4 steps: reduce, reuse, recycle, and the recover. So now, what is the housekeeping, waste management, and segregation? Housekeeping is not just a matter of sweeping the floor clean at the end of the day, but the poor housekeeping creates a cluttered workplace and a breeding ground for accidents. Good housekeeping means organizing your workplace so that everything is stored in its proper place. Housekeeping is everybody's responsibility, and you can maintain a good standard of housekeeping in your workplace by few steps are here, like keeping floor and access ways unobstructed, proper storing of tools and equipment, proper stacking and storing of the materials, and regular disposing of rubbish and the waste into the proper bins, and reduce, reuse, and recycle the materials, collect, segregate according to the classification, store, manage, and remove waste materials. Another thing is regular cleaning areas irrespective of location, or you can say the task and work schedule for the location, store, use, remove, and the manage hazardous materials and hazardous chemicals. Now, our next topic is personal protective equipment. What are the importance of the PPE? Making the workplace safe includes providing instructions, procedures, training, and the supervision to encourage people to work safely and responsibility. Even where engineering controls and safe system of work have been applied, some hazards might remain. These include injuries to the lungs, example from breathing in the contaminated air means not pure air, and the head and the feet, example from the flying particles or splashes of corrosive liquids, skin, like you can say from contact with the corrosive materials, and the whole body from extremes of heat or cold. So PPE is needed in these cases to reduce the risk. With these, our body parts can get hurt because of different hazards. So we must have to wear the PPEs. What is about the PPE? Only use PPE as a last resort, and it is the last line of the defense against illness or injury. Are you getting me or not? PPEs, you can say these are the guards of your body. Only use PPE at least resort, and it's the last line of defense against the illness or injury. Employers have responsibility connecting the provision and use of the personal protective equipment at work. PPE is the tool that will protect the user against health or safety risks at work. Also includes respiratory protective equipment. If PPE is still needed after implementing other controls, and there will be circumstances when it is example here protection on most construction sites. You must provide this for your employees free of charge, and you must choose equipment carefully, see selection details, and ensure employees are trained to use it properly and know how to detect any report any faults. So means these are about the PPs. You must have to see these things before selection and the use. You should ask yourself and the following questions: who is exposed? Are they exposed to? When selecting and using PPE, choose products with the CE in accordance with the personal protective equipment. Choose equipment that suits the user. Consider the size, fit, and weight of the PPE. If they choose it, they will be more likely to use it. Means the PPE is according to the size of the employee who will use it, and if of the PP is worn at the same time, make sure they can be used together. Example, wearing safety glasses must disrupt the seal of the respirator, causing air leaks. Instruct the trained people how to use it, like train people to remove gloves without contaminating their skin. Tell them why it is needed and to use it, and what is its limitation are. Means you not just have to provide the piece to the employees, but you have to train how to wear it and how to move when after work, because the contamination over the gloves not to touch the skin. Advice on the PP: never allow exemptions from wearing the PP for those jobs that only take a few minutes. Are you getting me or not? Check with your supplier or what PP is appropriate, explain the job to them. If in doubt, seek further advice from a specialist advisor. Monitor and review. Check regularly that PP is used. If it is not, find out why not. Safety signs can be useful. Reminder that PP should warn. Take note of any changes in equipment, materials, and the methods. So types of the PP can be used like the eyes, hazards for eyes. What are the hazards? The chemicals or the metal splash, dust, or you can say the projectiles, gas, and the vapor radiation are very much dangerous for our eyes. What are the options we can choose? Like the safety spectacles, goggles, face screens, face shields, visors, and not. Make sure the eye protection chosen has the right combination of the impact, dust, splash, or we can say the molten metal eye protection for the task and fits the use properly. For head and neck, what are the hazards? Impact from falling or flying objects, risk of head bumping, hair getting tangled in machinery, chemical or drips or splash, climate to temperature. What are the options? We can select industrial safety helmets, bump caps, or hair nets, firefighter helmets, and similarly, note the some safety helmets incorporate or can be you can say the fitted with a specially designed IOSH. Wearing the protection, don't forget neck protection. Example, scarves for use during welding. Replace head protection if it is damaged. For ears, hazards are noise, a combination of sound level and the exposure. Very high level of sounds are hazard even with short duration. What are the options? We can say the earplugs or earmuffs, semi-insert canal caps. Note: provide right hearing protection for the type of work and make sure workers know how to fit them. Choose protectors that reduce noise to an acceptable level while allowing for safety and communication. Similarly, for hands and arms, water hazards, abrasion, temperature extremes, cuts, and the punctures, impact chemicals, electric shock, radiations, vibration, biological agents, and the prolonged immersion in water. So these are the hazards, and the options are gloves. We know that the gloves are most important in our hands. The gloves with the cuff and the sleeve that covers part or all of them. Not white gloves when operating machines such as bench drills, or you can say where the gloves might set caught. Some materials are quickly penetrated by chemicals that care in selection. See HEC Skin at Work website, or you can say the barrier creams are unreliable and are no substitute for the proper PPE. Wearing gloves for long periods can make a skin hot and sweaty. So you can say the leading to skin problems. Using a separate cotton inner gloves can help prevent this. So for hands and arms, there are different hazards and options you have to select. Similarly, for ears and for head and neck, means every organ of your body must have different hazards, and you have to select the proper gloves and the proper the personal protective equipment according to your organ. Similarly, for the feet and legs, hazards and options are given. Same for the lungs. We are seeing for the lungs, the oxygen deficient atmosphere, dust gases, and the vapors. What are the options? Respiratory protective equipment. Some respirators rely on the filtering contaminants from workplace air. These include simple filtering fats or pieces and respirators and power assisted respirators. For the whole body, what are the equipments for all body hazards are heat, chemical or metal splash, spray from pressure leaks or spray guns, contaminated dust impact or penetration, excessive wear, or you can say the entanglement of own clothing. What are the options? Conventional or disposable overalls, boiler suits, aprons, chemical suits. Not the choice of materials include the flame retardant, anti-cyclone or chain mail, chemically impermeable, and you can say high visibility. Don't forget other protection like safety harness or life jackets. For breathing apparatus, for the breathing purpose, SCBS, self-contained breathing apparatus for rescue operation and confined space for work purpose is 30 minutes of the duration. PPE stands, the safety helmets. There are different codes and safety goggle, air protection. What is the gas testing? One of the most important topic in the gas industry present. There is a gas testing is very much important. The gas testing is mandatory period being undertaken in a process of hydrocarbon area that carries a risk to a person or equipment from exposure to explosive, flammable, toxic, or life-threatening vapors. Gas testing, or we can say the gas testing, shall also be required in any other area where the above risks are considered to exist, which is covered by the client permit to work system. So, to ensure compliance to this rule, always undertake a gas test prior to entering a confined space. When we need to a gas test, we need to do a gas test prior to entering a confined space, before and during normal working in a process hydrocarbon area. Similarly, when breaking the containment or process system, when hot working in a process plant or hydrocarbon area. Similarly, when operating diesel plant in a process or hydrocarbon area, or before allowing an authorized vehicle to enter a process area and during its presence there. So whenever the atmosphere could be a potentially hazardous or is unknown, you must have to do the gas test. Who might be authorized to gas tester? Not all are responsible to do the gas testing. Only the competent person can do the gas testing who have a proper knowledge about it. So this is ADCO, this is the organization. ADCO employee or contractor of supervisory level other than the job performer who is authorized in writing by the area manager, means who have authorization from the area manager, that person only can perform the gas testing. Items will show during conduct the gas test, means hydrogen sulfide. This is the most hazardous gas. We must have to find out the hazardous gas of H2S before entering in the confined space or work anywhere. It should be below 10 ppm, the 10 ppm, and the lower explosive limit LEL less than 5% of the hydrocarbon. Oxygen level is 19.5 to 22.5%. These are the readings, or you can say the limits are provided. And the carbon dioxide LEL is 12.4% and UEL is 74.2%. Here are the data is given about the hydrogen sulfide, sulfur dioxide, ammonia, chlorine, and the carbon dioxide. They are present in the ppm as well. The hydrogen sulfide 10 ppm, sulfur dioxide 2 ppm, ammonia 25, chloride is only 0.5% ppm, or the carbon dioxide 25. So their IDLH also present, immediate dangerous to the dangerous to health. LEL, lower explosive limit, it is lowest concentration of fuel in air that will just support a self propagating flame. UEL means upper explosive limit. It is highest concentration of fuel in air that will just support a self propagating flame. Here you can see explosive range, lower and upper for different gases. Here you can see about hydrogen sulfide, that is LEL or LFL by volume in air, that is a 4.3%, while ammonia is 15%, carbon dioxide is 12.4%, hydrogen is 4%, acetylene 2.5%, propane is 2.1%, and the methane is the 5%, while the petrol is 1.4%. Hydrogen sulfide characteristics, yes. It is heavier than air, 1.189 times. H2S is accumulated in low areas such as well cellars, open drain ditches, and excavations. Invisible, it is invisible gas, colorless gas, highly flammable and explosive, or you can say the toxic or corrosive, poisonous. Means it is the most dangerous gas in the oil and gas sector or in any industry, that is the H2S. Hydrogen sulfide is a dangerous gas, you can say, because it is invisible, colorless, highly flammable, explosive, corrosive, toxic, and the poisonous gas. When soluble with water, it will change to the sulfuric acid H2SO4, and when it burns, it will change to the sulfur dioxide, and it smell like a rotten egg. Smell in low concentration below 1 ppm. When it will means low 1 ppm, then it will smell like a rotten egg or deadness sense of smell, attack the nervous system, and 100 ppm is the immediate danger to death. Means if the this gas is reached to the 100 ppm, you must have to leave that area. And the most second biggest killer gas, after carbon monoxide. After carbon monoxide, this is a dangerous gas. Other names of the H2S is a silent killer, sour gas, rotten egg gas, acid gas, etc. Safety precautions. What safety precautions we have to take for dealing with the H2S? Carry H2S personal monitor and escape mask at every opportunity. You must have to wear the mask, and you have to monitor first before entering before entering the area where you have a means doubt of presence of the H2S gas. Know at least two escape routes from your workplace. Always check wind direction. Always check the wind direction. Be aware of updated emergency action drill. Notify the display information relating to the safety measures and the emergency procedures in the site. Never go to the low-lying area during H2S leak, and display H2S warning sign in H2S prone areas. H2S safety induction training should be given to all employees. So these are the steps or precautions we can say we must have to take before deal with the H2S. Means if there is any leakage, you not have to go there. Similarly, you have to provide the trainings to the employees related to the H2S gas. So what are the prominent H2S hazard? Eyes and the respiratory irritation, dizziness, headache, nausea, abdominal pain, and loss of consciousness, brain damage, possible death. A treatment of the persons affected by H2S. A positive pressure breathing apparatus must be worn by the person attempting a rescue. The victim must be immediately moved to the fresh air, possibly in the upwind direction of the gas leak, and the rescuer must be outside the contaminated area before removing his personal BA set. If the victim has stopped breathing, so must be started immediately using artificial respiration as a resuscitator if available, or must be continued until the victim starts the breathing. So these all things were about, the most important things I have told you about. The H2S is the most dangerous gas because it is invisible, colorless, toxic, and hazardous gas that is present. And the limit is the 10 ppm. If it increasing more than the 10 ppm, so you must have to leave that area because it's a dangerous gas and it can kill the employees. What are the training requirements? Basic training of all personnel working in oil and gas fields shall include the following elements and be completed during the first day on site within the induction training. Hazards and characteristics of hydrogen sulfide, safety precautions, operation of safety equipment and life support system. Each divisional area whose operating contain hydrogen sulfide more than 100 ppm within the system shall additionally comply with the following provisions. What is oxidation? Yes, the process of decreasing of weight of a metal after it got rust or corrosion is called as oxidation. Here are some concentration in air and their effect. For example, if the gas is less than the 1 ppm, so odor of rotten eggs can be easily detected, or the 10 ppm if the limit is 10 ppm. So unpleasant odor, possible eye irritation, this can be happen with 15 ppm average over 15 minutes. So STL are averaged 20 ppm burning sensation in eyes and irritation of the respiratory tract after 1 hour or more exposure. Similarly, in the 50 ppm, loss of sense or smell after about 15 or more minutes exposure. Exposure over 1 hour may lead to headache, dizziness, and strategy. You can say staggering. Similarly, in the 100 ppm, coughing, eye irritation, loss of sense or of smell after 3 to 15 minutes. Similarly, at the 700 ppm, you can see unconscious, quickly breathing will stop and death will result if not rescued properly. The artificial ventilation you must require at the 700 ppm and more than 1000 ppm is the most dangerous. The unconsciousness at once, a permanent brain damage or death may result. A rescue promptly and apply artificial ventilation. So these are the limits and what effect will be happen according to the concentration in air is discussed about the H2S. So I hope so these things all are clear to you. The gas testing is very much important. There are limitations. You must have to see all the things before going to the interview. So I hope so you will get a clear your interview as soon as possible. So till the next session, please stay strong, like and share this video with your friends.